and welcome to my Daily Cup of Tea. I'm Michelle, and if you missed our last episode, I did Teavana's Youthberry, which is a white tea that has tropical fruit in it. This time, I'm doing Wild Orange Blossom, also a Teavana tea, but this is an herbal tea, which means that there's no tea leaves in it or leaves from the Camellia sinensis plant. So this is technically a tisane. It's an herbal tea. No tea leaves in it. But it does have orange blossom petals. It's got hibiscus flowers. It's got rose petals. Excuse me, I'm getting over a little bit of cold. And it's got tropical fruit pieces in it. So, let me get some out of here. Now with herbals, I like to put quite a bit of tea in my water. The directions say 1.5 teaspoons, but I really prefer probably 2 tablespoons. I know, it's a lot more tea than is normal. But as you can see, you've got pieces of, I think this is papaya or something. This is definitely orange. Even I can tell that. As well as you've got rose petals, you've got other dried fruits, hibiscus flowers. It's really a pretty tea. So I think I'm going to need just a tiny bit more. Okay. Now, this, some of you may know this as a coffee press. What I like to use this for, because I don't drink coffee, I love to use this for my teas that have more than just tea in it. So yesterday's Youthberry had the big pieces of tropical fruits. This is a herbal tea, and obviously it's got flowers and fruits in it. I like to use this as opposed to a tea ball or just dumping it to the bottom of the pot, which I can do, but sometimes I like to use this because I like my toys. Okay, so we're going to dump this tea in here, swirl it around, and then I already have, this water is already warmed up, so we're going to pour some water in here. Okay. Probably need a little more than that, but we will make do for this one time. Now, as I did yesterday, I'm going to cut this tape and shorten it and while I let this steep, because there's no sense in you sitting here watching tea steep. It's not as bad as paint drying, but it's probably pretty close. So what will happen is we will let this steep. We're going to let it get to be a nice color, so we know that the tea has really had time to flavor the water. Another thing you can do is the dried fruits that are in the tea should be plump. They should have absorbed that water and released all their wonderful, lovely, yummy juices. Okay? And once we do that, we're going to try it hot, and we're going to try it cold, because I really like a lot of my herbal teas cold. And it's spring here, and I'm trying to find some teas for spring. I'm tired of the really rich, deep black teas because it's hot. I live in the South. It gets really hot. It gets really humid. We like our tea, but we like our tea iced in the summertime. So I'm going to give it a minute. We're going to stop it here. I'm going to clip the tape, and we'll be back in just a second. Okay, we're back. Let's go away. Now you might have noticed that I added a little bit of water while we were waiting for this to steep, because what I found wasn't really going to be enough water for a hot and a cold tea, and I wanted to make sure we did that. So I added some water, added a little more tea too. I've let it steep, and now our pieces are nice and firm, and they've absorbed all that water, and they've released all their yummy, yummy juices, and we now have a really luscious herbal tea. And as you can see, it's a really, really lovely tea. Deep pink. I'm going to bring it closer to the camera. You can see it's a really, really deep tea, deep pink. You can even see where the pieces have gotten nice and plump. At least I hope you can. Hopefully that worked. If it didn't, I'll try to put pictures of the tea in this on the site so you can see it. So what we're going to do is we are going to put this little lid on, and what we do is we just push it down, and it presses the tea into the bottom, and it leaves the liquid behind, so you don't have a lot of, well, chunks in your tea, basically. Now, if you like that, go for it. Your tea, your way. That's what we say here. So I'm going to pour a little bit of tea here. And then I forgot to fill up my glass with ice, so just a minute. Okay, I got ice, and we're gonna put some of this in. Now, the water is hot, but it's not boiling, but still, this is ice, so it's gonna probably melt in a minute. Now, let's take a taste. I like this tea. I think I might even like this more than I liked the youthberry. The flavors are a little more robust. You get a lot more of the orange. Yeah, it doesn't have that astringent taste on the back end you can get with an herbal tea sometimes, especially if it's not a good herbal tea or if it's a stale herbal tea. That's the other way you can know it's stale. If you're getting that kind of a sour taste or a bad zing on the back end, it's probably stale, in my opinion. So this is really good. You know what? I don't even think I would need sweetener with this. It's got tons of flavor, lots and lots of citrus. I can taste the hibiscus. I have a bit of a cold, and I can still smell this, and it still smells flowery and feminine and, you know, white linen dresses on a hot summer day. Okay? Great. So this is a good, I like it hot. I do. I like it hot. I like it hot better than I like the youthberry hot. So let's try it cold. Now you know what? This is interesting. Whereas I got more flavor from the youthberry when it was cold, I get less flavor from the wild orange blossom when it's cold. You can still taste the tea. It's still refreshing. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you can still have that, I still get that citrusy burst. Got a little ice there. But it's not as strong a flavor as you would think it would have, considering how dark the tea is. It's one thing Mary Lynn, one of our writers, says, that she's always disappointed when the flavor of the tea isn't as bright as the color of the tea. This is definitely one of those times where the flavor is very subtle compared to the color of the tea. So, but still a great tea. If you're looking for a tea on a hot summer day, Wild Orange Blossom by Teavana. It's not really that expensive, considering it's a Teavana tea. It's about $6.80 for 2 ounces, but 2 ounces is probably going to give you 5 or 6 cups of tea, in my experience anyway. So this is this. So, Wild Orange Blossom by Teavana. I hope you try it. If you like it, let us know. If you don't like it, let us know. Let us know if you like it better hot than cold, because we are always interested in talking about tea. Now, the next thing we're going to do, as soon as I cut this, I'm actually going to do the next video right away, just like I did the previous video. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a blend of the Wild Orange Blossom and the Youthberry, because I'm very curious to see if the Wild Orange Blossom enhances those tropical flavors that we found in the Youthberry. And I'm going to see if the white tea in the Youthberry gives the cold blend a little bit more flavor. So we'll see, okay? Hope you come back. Hope you had a great time. Here's to you. And start every day with tea. It's my favorite way to do it. Talk to you later. Bye.